Well, I was gonna wait, watch the video, and then make a video. But since we're here, let's talk about something. So just imagine working at the McDonald's a year before and getting fired for no reason, and then this woman is working your shift a year later. So now you are a colored Negro working at the McDonald's, getting picked on by Hispanic people for no reason. Fast food. He got picked on until they fired him. Now they got a brand new immigrant woman working his shift. So when they told you that, you didn't elaborate. So I understand he killed the woman. There's a lot of emotion in it, you know? And you can actually tell through the reporter's articulation. Look how she's talking. I mean, it's a victory you captured who you captured. But she was on it. You could see her expression.
Robbed the fast food restaurant, then shot and killed her. Linda Schmidt is live outside the 25th precinct in East Harlem with more.
Yeah, hi there, Chris. Well, first let me say this. You can run and hide from the NYPD and
Shit.
detectives, but eventually, they're gonna get you.
Got him.
Last night in Brooklyn.
So we're happy that he's caught. And now they're gonna show him like spazzing, like he lost his mind as he was going into the cop car. As he was going into the cop car, the Hispanic people kept cursing at him and yelling at him and stuff like that. So he started yelling. He went absolutely robotic, right? But did you hear the beginning part of this story? A year prior, he was working the same shift at the same McDonald's, and a whole bunch of Hispanic people kept bothering him. So that doesn't matter, right? So I'm just gonna use a scenario against America, especially the white people that's in control of the border and who comes into the country and who leaves. So you have immigrants from different countries, whether they're light skinned or dark skinned, they're desperate and they want to leave their country and come here. And what happens is they get desperate again as they're in the country, whether they're light or dark. And as they become desperate, their behavior becomes sporadic. And they eradicate any situation and hope for incarceration. So now you have two immigrants displaying the same behavior towards each other, their ethnicity and race.
Last night, and his name is Winston Glenn. Now, he has been charged today with the killing of 19-year-old Crystal Barron Nieves. She was working the overnight shift at that Burger King on East 116th Street on Sunday. Police saying that's when Glenn came in with a gun. At about 1:45 in the morning, she gave him the money, and he shot her anyway.
See? She gave him the money. She gave him the money and he killed her anyway. He came back to his old shift, an overnight shift at Burger King that he worked. They now replaced the male with a female for whatever situation. And it was his shift. So now he's off of his shift and his job. It's very hard to get a McDonald's job, a Burger King job. People think it's easy. It's not. It's difficult. It's messed up and it's difficult. She gives him the money. Kills her anyway. That's the difference between morale and principle. He's morally wrong. But if you look at his principles on what he stands for, he'd rather go to jail for the rest of his life than to live on the streets and be homeless. Because now he's not Spanish. The dude is not Spanish. He doesn't fit in with them. And he lives in the area. So why not finish him off? When you get him fired from his job. She needed the job. She was 19.
They had picked up the man that they believe was the shooter. Well, he was charged with that crime today. A community activist also reacting today to the arrest this morning.
Let's get to him. Where you at, Winston?
You see? You hear?
Where you at, Winston? You take the sound now. Ain't no reason that the people cursing him out. They want to know why he did it. Look at him.
So he takes, and this is what happens on juries. So he's Hispanic. Yes, Hassan's Hispanic. She's Hispanic. Now he takes out the audio, just like the government does, just like the courts do, just like the police. They take out the audio. So if it's a fight, you gotta prove intent. If you take out the audio, you just getting paid. White people, we already, look what you taught. You taught a non-educated criminal, career criminal, on how to be a dirty cop. So now you're not man enough to play the audio of this female and this other male cursing him out. Why can't they curse him out? They caught him. He admitted he did it. Why not play the audio? The reason why you held the audio right now, because you get it. You're Hispanic, they're Hispanic, he's not Hispanic. He was working the same shift a year prior and got fired for no reason. And now she, a 19-year-old Hispanic girl, has his position, and he's what? Jamaican or he's Haitian? He lost his mind. Look at, he's spazzing out. He looks like a angry old woman.
But for the police to catch this dude with a mask.
So no audio though. So now you have a fight on the bus, right? And the homosexual starts the fight on the bus. He tells the police you called him the F word. They take it to the bank, but you say play it. Yeah, play the audio. Because you have to prove intent. A hate crime meaning I got on the bus and I target you for a specific reason. That's a hate crime. Not me sitting in the window seat getting addressed by a homosexual. And then when I say no repeatedly, this homosexual that's in a community in the United States of America, they now have the privilege to go press charges. So when court comes, you hold the audio. And I'm asking you, can you please show intent? Because the first 3 charges were felonies. So you gave me a ticket to walk in with 3 felonies, reduced them to misdemeanors a year later with no audio. What kind of son shit is that? Look what y'all teach. See, I'm not looking at it from a regular YouTuber. I obtained a degree, criminal justice and law. So now he doesn't want to play the audio, but this dude says he rapes kids out his own mouth. Brazenness and boasting. He admitted he killed kids. He admitted all the bad shit, all the murder he does. But you're not man enough to play nobody else's cursing at a murder suspect? How come? How you go from rated R and X to rated PG-13 and PG and G? How? Just how? So fast. And the words is not even coming out your mouth. You're not calling him nothing. You're just playing the audio and you mute the audio. That's just like wearing glasses when you're filming yourself, dumbass. Those are for reading. I'll keep explaining that. And if it doesn't register in your head, the white people will make you smarter eventually. And then it'll stick.
If he's guilty, gotta say allegedly, good police work.
It's good police work, but you won't play the audio.
Good police work.
You're halfway there. Now watch the guy spat. He's talking.
Shit about the police.
He's talking and Hassan doesn't want nobody to hear what he's saying. This is a person that's been groomed by the police. Period. You have no education. You're set up via the FBI. You're fraud. Period. You're supposed to play all of that. You're supposed to make your video longer. So this is just good cop work, right? You won't play the audio, listen to what he has to say, and then have an analysis on what he's saying. Because in trouble and criminal, it's the ward or it's jail. So why not make this 5-minute video that got 58,000 views since the 14th of January? Why not make it a 10-minute video? And see if you could go 3 or 4 minutes and talk about what he's saying or what he's trying to say and his scenario. But you keep it 5, right? 5, the number of corruption.
My song Tamika Mallory and Black Lives Matter and Tripe Gangsta.
Look at the dude spazzing. He went straight cartoon mode. That was straight cartoon mode. Like, he just started spazzing. The mask was, I think he realized the mask was on his face, but he just said what he wanted to say anyway. Look, they got to touch his hair. They had to grab his hair, his edges. They had to caress his edges to put him in the car. He lost his mind. This nigga lost his mind. He lost his job and then he lost his mind. Because in New York, it's nothing but Hispanic people, and that's what they do. You could find a better job. You can speak better than us, or you're older than us. Because when they speak Spanish, they speak slang. They don't... Well, the shit that we learn in school and the shit that we hear out here is not the same. So it's no sense of even being a bilingual non-Hispanic person anyway. That shit doesn't even apply to colored folks. On Indeed.com, they basically asking you, you gotta be Spanish to work this position.
They didn't capture him. The police did. It is what it is, man. My new slogan is lock 'em up.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting different results. This video alone right now, off your video, is almost 14 minutes. I'm not gonna get $20,000 or $30,000 a month because I don't have this scam set up. But 14 minutes compared to your 5, I got a legitimate case against you. In his defense, that's 2 videos. You know, $1 million could beat a murder. Tyreek just showed it on Power. That's the definition of $1 million. Just listen to the word million. Now think about murder. Okay. Self-explanatory. That's why they'll take 500,000 or a house and then let you out on bail and then put an ankle monitor on you because you are property in America. That's why you have a social security number and that's a name. So how is a bunch of numbers your name? Because you are owned. The space and freedom is here. You can sell, do whatever, as long as you don't get caught in certain degrees and circumstances. and it's illegal, you'll never have to answer nobody. Like this, YouTube. YouTube started in college with Facebook. And guess who was one of the people that was already on all of this stuff before you guys? I was on Facebook because Facebook was only a college app. Now everybody's grandmother is on fucking Facebook. I was on YouTube because YouTube is about yourself. Don't you see you're not supposed to be making certain videos? It's like a self-journal, a diary. And those plaques that these people are getting is way harder to get because you really have to tap into the next subscriber's life. All of this commercial BS is bull. The boxing that's not owned, you just put on the TV, have a nice camera, and upload it. It's all scam. They could come for it tomorrow. They could come for it yesterday and do a straight sweep. As soon as they sweep the system, they lock each and every one of you stupid asses up for these half-ass videos. The content that y'all producing is negative and it's false. It's two sides of the law. You only taking one side of the law. Let's see your educated side. Let's see the psychiatrist, sociologist, the people that y'all hate on that's in college. Let's see that fucking side. Go ahead. Get him liberated from jail. Because I could, and I don't need a law degree. Coincidence, right? What the hell is a coincidence? And then in the same breath, you tell me there's free will, and if something happens, it was meant to be. What type of blue-eyed man shit is that? Listen to what people say to you. So you got a 5-minute video, 58 racks on the views. And you can't say now one thing about this black man. I'm gonna pull your card and say you racist because you Spanish. He don't got the same hair like y'all. His hair is close to mine. 5 more minutes for a 58K video. 5 more minutes. Say the coincidence. He went back to his old job and seen a Spanish woman working his old shift after he was just bullied for a year by the Spanish community. Why don't you put another 5 to 10 minutes on the video and say that shit? You're halfway saying something. When somebody asks you a question or if you're dirt and you don't answer, they should violate you, right? This is what college kids, this is what we hate. We hate getting told half the truth. That's why we go to college. And there's people on the outside of the colleges willing to kidnap us, kill us, and make our moms and pops cry. And we still don't care. We want to know the truth. Too much stupid shit getting told to me. And you got a kid. You got a lot of them. So for a black man, you won't make an extra 5 to 10 on the video for that 58K you got so quickly? 3 days, 58,000 views. 58,000 people like you too, right? But here I am. I could get him out of jail. The only reason why I can't, because the white people don't consider a degree a certificate of law. They have their own unique way of wiggling out of another situation, just like Carmen Sandiego. The person who took the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa had a UFO in the back, the original one. Aliens is gas. I'm still on your ass. Y'all too cheesy yellow for me. It's gastroenteritis. Gas. Yeah, you're gassing me up. I wanted a spectacular video. Because there's a whole bunch of other content on this dude. She gave him the money, right? She knew that shit, right? Gang life, right? You knew to give that up. He got you. I didn't rob you. I robbed the store. Of course you take away from the store. And look how I got you again. Everybody was so fast to say she gave him the money. What if I wasn't robbing the McDonald's and I came to rob you, you dumb bitch? Now look, I got another situation in court to make me insane where I don't have to go to jail. She gave him the money. Now let's do a test when he was working there. Did anybody get killed? No. You see possible scenarios where you make an elaboration, I can also. My hypothesis is way smarter and clever because it's genuine. It's not a scheme. She gave him the money. Of course she would, right from Burger King. The joke's on you. I came to rob you, not the Burger King. And that's why he killed her. Stupids. Cheesy yellow people. You spamming the brown community. It goes green, yellow, and brown. That's what a leaf does when the air is leaving. Just like how the mask is suffocating everybody. And you forgot your gloves because a lot of you motherfuckers is punks. You pick up weapons when you get your ass whipped. Especially like a nigga like me that's gonna whip your ass 100% for all that disrespect. I proved to you why girls really don't want you. Because I use my hands. I don't use no weapons. If I really wanted to use a weapon, you'd be finished. And the first nigga I took was via my hands. So I never took nobody via no weapon. She gave him the money. Yeah, she did give him the money. But that's the same woman that got him fired and harassed and beat up on his job a year prior. Giving up some pussy, right? To the locals and the crazies that's around him. Especially in New York. Because that shit don't fly in the South. And your half Spanish ass is all the way with this. With your 5-minute video, right?